This brings us to our concluding quarter of this programming. This is known as Chit Chat with Manoj. The host of this ever-popular segment is Mr. Manoj Singh, who is the founder and CEO of Caesar Productions. On this Good Saturday morning, Mr. Singh will put things into perspective. Let's join him.
Welcome to Chit Chat with Manoj. I'm Manoj Singh. Hello, Adab, Namaste. Today again, this episode is one-on-one with you, and the topic is putting things in perspective. So let me start with one of the topics I have today: fashion parade at parties. Bigger the better. You always hear about this person is getting married in Versailles Palace or Ritz-Carlton. The bigger the diamonds, the heavier the saris and the ghagra cholis. And, it happens for a few days, and it seems like there is no end to it. They talk about how many people were invited, a number of plates, how much a plate. All of that seems to sort of impress people, or some are impressed by it. And this goes on, but then those few days come, go, and then what? People forget. Life goes on, people move on, people have other things to worry about. And so my question to you is again, then what? My next topic on this same putting things in perspective is opulent places of worship. I hear about, when I go to India, there's a huge temple here and there. Certain things are made of gold. There's some big temples being made in US. Crores spent, millions spent. And who's really benefiting from it? My question to you is are these the priests or the community? And it seems like they are by the well-to-dos, for the well-to-dos. And my question to always in my mind is, what kind of religion is this when there is so much poverty in India and all around the world, when we can't even take care of our own human beings whom we suffer? Even here in the United States, at least over here, there are several organizations with which, for example, it's going to be very cold next few days and a huge snowfall. They're already going around, giving blankets, taking them to shelters. At least they have some hope here. But if you look in India, there's so much poverty. So is this religion is all about that you make all these expensive temples and worship? And worship for what? Most of the time I find selfish reasons. Maybe they want their daughter to get married or their son to pass some exam. So my question to you is that, is this what religion is all about? I think we should all care about the people in India or anywhere in Africa or anywhere where they, or the suffering which is going on due to the migration which is going on in Gulf from Syria and all, from the immigrants which are coming. Myself and my Gita has a very simple philosophy. At least we do whatever we can do. When we go to India, we make sure we do not bargain with any of the street vendors or even rickshawalas. In fact, if they ask for 10 rupees, we give them 100 rupees. And we have gone to, you won't believe, to some of the houses of these people and spoke to them, the tough life they lead. For us, 100 rupees doesn't mean much to them, but much to us, but to them it's a whole lot of big difference, because they are struggling to make their kids go through school and become somebody tomorrow. And on the other hand, we are not going to become rich by giving away $1,000, $2,000. I mean, we don't lose much that we will become poor or something. So please think about it. So what is the religion is all about? So my next topic is a very interesting one as part of putting things in perspective. Gowns and tuxedos at the Indian Film Awards. More and more lately I'm seeing at the film awards in India, that there is a red carpet and all these actors, directors and actresses have started wearing gowns. Um, isn't that something similar to what is here in the West? And then also the actors are wearing tuxedos. You know, the interesting part is that some of the leading actors and directors, when they are asked the question about Oscars, they play it down. Oh, we really don't care. You know, our industry is different. We just care about what's happening here. Then what is going on with the tuxedos and gowns, and why red carpet? It seemed like a concept from the West. Why don't we have orange carpet? Because even BJP will be very happy, or even the locals will be very happy that something you adapted which is original or maybe creative. So my question, really, does it matter? I mean, I thought, or at least is my own maybe biased viewpoint, that we do have very good saris and salwar suits, and they can be creative with it, and they can be original, and then I could feel like that's an Indian Film Award ceremony going on. So, well, people can choose what they want to do. In fact, another interesting topic related to this was, there was an actress, I won't name her, she was recently awarded by the president, and she showed up in the gown, and guess what the press was saying? Bold, change. She's trying to make a statement. Oh, really? Are the gowns something new now in this world, or they have been taken from somewhere else? Or is it that you are self-conscious and not so happy with what's original and what's being representative of Southeast Asia or even India? My next topic for putting things in perspective is obsession with Maharaja lifestyle. You know, recently you must have seen the movies. One was Baji Rao, Jodha Akbar. All these beautiful sets, impression of a Maharaja lifestyle. Some even transform and are migrated here. People are very impressed or feel very good when they make a big mansion in some of our areas around the US. You know, and some, interestingly, I cannot name anybody, and I don't want to, and I have nothing personal against them, and I am to be blamed for some of the things which I am mentioning today, that the kids are already out from school and in college, and they are empty nesters, two of them, and they have a huge mansion of 8 bedrooms. Who are they really trying to impress? Are they themselves feeling happy about it? Or is it about showing off to the same kind, the Joes of the town? Because it must be South Asians for sure, because non-South Asians, especially Americans, don't really care about it. I don't know whether you've read this book, Next Door Millionaire. I mean, some of these millionaires show up in your grocery store with a torn jeans and a t-shirt, and I do the same too. I go to the grocery without being dressed, and no one can make out what I do, and no one cares about it. So this Maharaja lifestyle transforms into our lifestyles here, just being migrated from India or South Asia. And people have big houses here too, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are millionaires here and who make nice, and nothing wrong with it. But what I think, that is my philosophy, there should be some balance in life, fairness, that you make good money, but then you care about the community, you give back something to the community, you care about the people, your own kind, which I mentioned earlier. And that is my religion nowadays, mine Gita's Givism. If you adopt that, you won't have to worry about any mantras and temples and priests and all kinds of other things, and the rituals and the superstition. I think that's what all religions are all about: helping others, caring about others, and leading a truthful, fair, straightforward, simple life. So, and you know what, in India, the interesting part is that the Maharajas and all where they came to an end after independence, but there are new Maharajas now. They're called governors, chief ministers, MPs, MLAs, collectors. They all roam around in this car with a red light, sirens and escorts, and seems like it's ingrained in the blood or culture that we just don't forget about it. We just don't get over with it. A governor has a 3-4 acre bungalow with a staff of 100 in a country which even few years back, I don't know now, but was called a third world country, and we were looking for World Bank loans. So putting things in perspective, that's what I want to talk about. And to think about it. I mean, look at some of the philanthropy which is going on in America, and lead. I think people will feel happy if we start sharing some of our the wealth we have made. That's all it's all about. So think about it. My next topic is how about giving, putting things in perspective. So I want to share a very interesting statistics with you, which I came across. Guess who are the most giving nations? And even I was surprised, by the way, when I looked at the list. Myanmar, Burma. First, because not surprising, because Buddhism, which is for them, giving is integral part of religion. And after that, of course, were most of the expected countries like USA, New Zealand, Canada, Australia, and so forth. Another two which I found interesting were in the top 10 were let's see, Sri Lanka and Malaysia. I guess in their society, being a volunteer and doing volunteer work is considered highly regarded and also respected. So those three were a lot of surprise for me. And guess what? Bangladesh, Pakistan, India are not even in the top 100. So so coming back to putting things in perspective, I have asked you a few questions earlier. Hopefully you will think about them. And if you have a viewpoint, you're welcome to come on my show on Chit Chat, and we will talk about them. So I know it hurts, that the truth hurts, and I do not want to generalize, I don't want to pick anyone. But I always hear, whenever there's some conversation going on, Indians very proudly talk about this, that, we are the most well-to-do community in this country. So how about putting things in perspective or change it a little bit? How about we are most well-to-do, selfish community in USA? Think about it. And if you have different viewpoints, you're welcome. Like I said, you're welcome on the show and we'll talk about it. So that is it for today. Thank you. All the best. And like I always say, life is short, have fun, and no regrets.